Hello guys, welcome back to another tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be covering how we can delete a specific reply. If you remember in our previous tutorial, if we log in, we have an option to delete posts themselves that belong to you, right? So here you go, I have this option and I can delete my post. But what we also need, we have replies for this post, and if I want to delete this specific reply for this post, we should also give the user the option to delete a reply on a post if they wish to. Okay, so this will be a very similar functionality to what the delete post will be. So let's go ahead and get started and keep this tutorial as short as possible. So I have this reply view open. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to home. If you remember here, we defined the form, so I'm gonna copy this even with the conditional if, and I'm gonna paste that inside of this replies here. For each reply I want to show a button, a delete option if that reply belongs to me. Okay, so now that we have this, basically we're checking the same thing, if this is the reply and if this reply belongs to me. And we don't want to put that here, actually, sorry, that was wrong. That's the post body itself, so we need to put that for the reply, so we need to put that inside here, inside this reply section. So inside of here, paste that, and let me go ahead and in here, instead of post, we need to refer to the reply itself. So I'm gonna say, instead of post here, I need to say reply. So if this reply user ID equals the user that is logged in, then I'm gonna define this route called, this route doesn't exist yet, I'm gonna call it delete reply, and maybe delete reply form, and the method will be a delete, and same class, text right, and hidden here, instead of post ID, we'll pass in a reply ID. And instead of post here, we need to replace with the reply, and the same remains the same, the rest. Okay, so let me go ahead and go inside one of the replies here. Okay, so the reason we're getting this is because we didn't define the route, so let's go ahead and do that right now. So inside of our app, HTTP routes, and define that new route. Inside of here, where we have a deleted question, I'm also gonna have a delete route for the reply. So I'm gonna paste that down here. Let me call this reply, and we call the delete reply. So delete reply, and here is delete reply. Okay, save this. I'm gonna copy this as we need to create a function in the forum controller. So I'm gonna go in controllers here, forum controller, and create that function. So public function delete reply request, and save it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy this try and catch block from the delete question, and I'm gonna paste that in our new function here. And what I'm gonna do is post, instead of post here, I'm gonna have a reply, and I'm gonna call this a reply since we are deleting a reply. And remember, we're calling our input, which is coming in with our request, reply ID. So once we find the reply, I want to do the same check I'm doing in the front end, make sure that the user that is trying to delete or submitting the request is the actual owner of this reply, and if he is, we want to delete this reply. So I'm going to delete this reply and then display this message here with using our Sweet Alerts plugin, which we went over our previous tutorial, and I'm going to say reply removed successfully, and that's it. And if we find an error, actually if we're not able to find this reply ID that they're passing in, we're just going to redirect back to the home page. Okay, now that we have done this, if you remember, reply here, we need to include this model, since we created this model under here under the models folder we have a reply model, and I don't think we have included that, or actually we have included it, so that should be fine. So in here in our logic we're finding the reply. If we don't find it, we throw this model not found exception, and if that happens, we're just gonna take the user back to the home page. If we do find the reply, we'll make sure that the user who is submitting the request and trying to delete the reply is actually the reply owner, and if he is, we will delete the reply and display this reply removed message using Sweet Alert. Save this. Let me do a quick here. So we do see this delete button here, and if we click this should remove the reply itself. So I logged in as John Smith, and I can see this this reply left by me, and if I click delete, the reply is deleted. Get the text message, sorry, we get the alert, not the text message. And if I go back to the home page, I see this updated to be the first to reply since there's no more replies. And if I go back in, let me leave another reply here, test delete reply. Okay, reply was saved successfully, and we get the delete option. And let me go back here. We have two comments here, and they're both from me, so let me delete one of them just so we can test it one more time, and that works as expected. Alright guys, so now that we have the reply delete functionality as well, so that was it for this tutorial, and stick around for the next one. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, guys, go ahead and do that as well. That's truly appreciated. Have a nice day.